Hello. Woohoo! Well, sorry, Keejchen. Love you, buddy, but my loyalties are clear. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting matchup, I think, because at least the way I tend to play the Warlock, I think it's not quite as I don't want to say lopsided as the previous matchup, right? But I think it matches up better than melee paladin does. Ooh, we're going way back. I think you're right. Um, I don't really remember. Either way, I guess the way I would tend to see this mage run. There we go. That's the correct way to say it. So there may be some variants that run melee focus as well, but generally speaking, it's not as common. Okay, we're here with you. As long as the game doesn't take 6 hours. It is getting weird already, and I kind of like it. I don't know. I could see the Knabbmaster play there. I'm wondering if Keechen's running a mind game here where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend it's one, but really gear shift into a different build and strategy altogether, and put you behind a couple turns while you prepare for the wrong strategy. Yeah, he's real good at them. They're fun to watch. They don't work on me because I have no mind. It's interesting they both double forged in the opening. I kind of love it, but also like, what? Oh, but Knabbmaster does too. Hmm. Well, in hindsight, it wouldn't surprise me to see a pentagram also come out, strictly because of the new art on the pentagram for Knabbmaster. I don't know. A late pentagram could be interesting, though. Against a Galvatar, it's not quite as good as against a lot of other options. So yeah, maybe that plan got derailed. Not derailed, but adjusted a bit. that being said, it's an equipment-heavy day. Because they're both sitting on 14 mana, 16 if you count the 2 forges. Yeah, this is an interesting fight here. Three. So yeah, it'd be yeah. No. But if Keejchen moves closer, then you could Hawkeye Firestream. I wouldn't necessarily count on it. Yeah, maybe even Ring of Curses to go extra economy now that you might want some kind of advantage. Mm-hmm. Chains for the wall hopping thing. Mage Bane might be good at least for the early game. It won't be good late. Even Ghoul Rot would be a good look there. Oh, at least I got part of it right. And leather. Woo! All right. At this point, I expect Keejchen to armor up strictly to take the fireball to the face option at least off the board early until you deal with it. So that makes sense. And hey, look, a curse. Is it chains or is it Mage Bane? I don't know. I think it's chains. Shift for oh, it is Mage Bane. All right, you got it. Fine. I don't know why you wouldn't reveal that ahead of time. Just reveal it. I say seeking dispel is exactly what. Yeah, seeking dispel is exactly why I would have revealed it immediately. Yep, chains would have been good. Of note, Octagon 3 will have a way to handle this autonomous thing. However, this version does not. I'm sorry. Oh, and Shift for Tar is also bugged, but we'll get there. That'll be fixed too. It's already fixed in the new version. Well, it's it. There we go. Wow, early pressure from Keejchen. Nope, that one might be. I want to call it the Hawkeye, but I've learned that there are some times I actually like Akiro as the first buff more than I like Hawkeye. That was my other thought too, actually. Um, we'll see if Ned brought a bunch of them. I don't know if he was expecting to face the Forcemaster or not. He might have been. I actually don't know. Like that was not actually commentary on it. It was just literal. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I am curious post game to know what each of the others expected the other person to bring, or each of the players that the other person would bring. You don't think what's picking up? There's the recording. Am I talking to myself on this? Let's adjust that now so that the rest of the recording. Please tell me that part was recorded. All right. So since we're not 100% sure if Puddnhead's mic is working, I will continue to fill in the space here. So yeah, the the plan from Keejchen appears to be going as close to as expected as he could, because his planning is done very quickly. At this point, Knabbmaster has to react to early aggression from the Forcemaster. And at this point, and a quick note for those watching, Keejchen is lowering his channeling to account for the upkeep for the autonomous weapon. That is a workaround in the current version of Octagon that makes it so that they can do that easily without having to track it all the time and run the risk of not paying mana for it. However, back to the game. Keejchen is sitting on 2 armor, has an autonomous weapon, which is effectively immune to things like agony or weak or anything that are typically the Warlock's go-to way of dealing with attacks. So he's at least got I don't want to call it a guaranteed, but a guaranteed 4 dice attack per round at the moment for the low cost of 1 mana. The caveat to that is obviously has to be in the same zone. So, Puddnhead, you there, bud?
Functional now. I think I'm functional now.
All right. It's okay. The first turn doesn't matter. The first turn is just us speculating and me talking to myself. It's fine.
Yeah. Right.
Totally fine. All right, so Magebane's an interesting choice here. I probably wouldn't have led with Magebane knowing what this Forcemaster likes to do, which is put stuff on through a Battle Forge and then smack you with stuff. I don't expect Magebane to be particularly effective late game either, for the same reasons. He's not going to cast too many spells all at once, and we see the Galvatar come down, which means that there are effectively 3 4-die attacks coming off this Forcemaster.
Yep.
So,
and
in a very good response, Knabbmaster now has 4 armor, yeah. So, good anticipation there. Keejchen's also down to 4 mana, so he doesn't have much. He's not, going back to the Magebane thing, he's not going to spend a whole lot of mana. He's not going to dispel. He might disperse, but I don't know why he would do that instead of use Galvatar. He doesn't have a lot of mana, so he's not going to use and take Magebane damage. He's not going to use the spells and take Magebane damage. Or, won't take full Magebane damage. There we go.
So we got probably, well, not Desperate Focus, maybe Galvanize?
Galvanize is an option. That's a good idea. It probably depends on what condition he's expecting, because I don't think he can remove, isn't Slam 3? Or is it 2? And I'm just
you can remove
braining well.
I mean, it's probably just for future.
Yeah, it's fair.
Proofing. Or it could be Nullify, honestly.
Nullify would be what I would have expected, especially here, against this Warlock. But Nab now has 10 mana to spend, and honestly though, a double Flame Blast might be interesting. Or double Fire Stream or something like that. Keep the aggression, keep him on his toes there. Keep
double strike.
Man, I am wordsing really good today.
Well, at least people can hear your words.
Yeah, that's true.
So we get 2 damage out of a double strike because of that increase in 3 armor.
That armor has already paid off. That is fantastic for Nab.
Whoa. And then 7 damage, crit damage.
God.
Wow. Well, that evened out.
Well,
12 dice for 9 damage.
I will say it's still a good play. It's just that's something you kind of just have to deal with, you know? Like, at some point it'll even back out, and I think that the next good play, for my opinion, would be either a Regrowth Belt or Witchwood Ironvine from Nab's forges.
Yeah, sure. If I were Nab, I would move. Gonna attempt. Looks like it sticks. Would not be surprised if that was a rust.
Interesting, that wasn't a nullify. All right. All right. This is interesting. I wonder. Ooh, it's a cool.
Cool
Okay,
that.
so there's.
Okay.
Yep. So the damage over time race is something that Nab is trying to get out ahead of for that when I guess for the time when the Force Crush and Keejchen runs away kind of thing, or maybe to mitigate that option for Keejchen. I wouldn't say it's a guarantee, right? Um,
Yeah, well, he's trying to armor up and stay alive long enough for that damage over time to work. So I think you're right. He needs an Iron Vine and something else. Oh, he already regrowthed himself. Look at that.
there it is. Yep. Yep. And I still think an Iron Vine might be a good place. That way, there you have two sources of regen for just in case. Plus, it also gives you an extra armor if you do the Iron Vine.
All right, so it is going to be Knabbmaster's initiative here. And if he does not have a Nullify on, it might be wise to put one on at this point.
I agree. I agree.
Because Poison Blood is coming. Or, what is it? Theft of Life or Unholy Reversal.
I feel like Theft of Life is a better play here. Add to the healing.
Better play for Keejchen.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking for Knabbmaster. My brain's still catching up. I need more coffee.
Yeah, Theft of Life onto Keejchen from Knabbmaster would help, I think. Because you know Keejchen has some sort of healing in there.
Yeah, and I bet we're about to see it too. Because doing it now ahead of the damage is better because it discourages other damage later. Coach Shade is always talking about how there's like a threshold by which you want to start regenning or healing, and I think erring on the side of early for this one is a good idea too.
Especially, since the Lady Warlock can go nuclear pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody thinks she's a rush mage. In reality, I think it's more of just an acceleration kind of mage, where you can go from 0 to 60 really quick.
I would anticipate that we see a Rust from Knabbmaster this time. Or an Acid Ball. I guess an Acid Ball would work.
I'm not sure he needs that yet.
Although, well, yeah, I think if you can get some, we'll see. Knabbmaster has
I'm
only
thinking like
7
Demon.
mana, so maybe not.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think of that. I was thinking like Demon Hide Mask and maybe leather boots. Yep. Okay.
More armor.
Even more armor, especially against 12 dice. Like that makes sense. 12 dice over 4 or 3 attacks. Excuse me. Definitely makes sense. And I guess in this case also it wouldn't be all 12 in this because Galvatar's full action is a double strike, but still, he might just let you teleport in there.
Yep. Lesser Teleport is nice.
Keejchen's got the
Teleportation
slice and dice going.
Scrolls.
Oh, Knabbmaster's only deploying 1. Interesting.
Yep.
All right.
Needs that 6 mana for something else, I guess.
Yeah, probably. This is where I would pull out the Chains of Agony personally.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But
You got to
Nab may
worry
just have a
about.
better idea.
Yeah,
Nope,
he's probably.
there's the
Yeah,
regret.
planning to
So
dissolve
Chains of
that. I'm
Agony
sure.
and Theft of Life are both a total combined 6 mana, and you can get discounts on both of them if you time it right. Ooh, going for the attack anyway. Firestream, I like it. All right, and then please tell me it's the Theft of Life. Oh, I'd love it if you did the Theft of Life next.
Generating dice rolls. 5 attack dice because there's a curse on there. Looks
I
like
will
we're going to
note
see
that
the
that's
burn.
also that's very good. And
4
that's
damage
also
and a
fixed
burn.
in the new version. There's no more weight in the beginning or on the first attack.
Wow, sounds like the next version is going to be pretty high class.
There's a reason I've wanted to rewrite this for a long time. All right, so Knabbmaster gets a burn and 4 damage on, and suddenly the damage race is almost even.
Yep, a Theft of Life right now would be pretty great. If he could move away again. Yep.
That or Chains of Agony right now, because he can do that for very cheap. And And by cheap, I mean he can reveal this for free, I think, because he didn't reveal this turn, did he?
No, he has not revealed anything this turn, I don't think.
Which means he would get the discount from Ring of Curses, and Chains of Agony only costs 1 to reveal. So he's got enough mana to do it. I wonder
Or
if he's
maybe he used it
messing
on
with him.
Ghoul-Rot. He may have used it on Ghoul-Rot reveal.
Yeah, at this point I don't remember, and we can't really rewind. So we're gonna find out. But I like the strategy overall here. From both players. Both players are playing in a way that's, I don't want to call it like a bit what is it? It's a little off what you would expect in a lot of cases, but it's interesting they both chose to do double forge and both chose, I don't know, it's just, this is not how I thought this would play out, and I love it.
See, I'm wondering why Knabbmaster chose to move up instead of down.
Big question.
Because
Discourage
he's moving close. Well, he's moving closer to Keejchen's forges instead
Yeah.
of keeping Keejchen on the edge of his forges.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just, yeah, because I mean, if you expect that Keejchen is going to come after you, right?
I think
Becomes
the point was to get 2 distance away,
right.
and I don't know
But
how
you
much
could
thought
move
was put
down for
into.
that.
Like that, I don't know how much thought was put into the direction. I actually don't know. So Keejin's starting to get an interesting choice now. He's got what, 6 mana?
He
Am I
has
reading that
6
right?
mana.
Yeah, 6
That
mana.
is correct.
And so I wonder if he's debating spending it and or casting a spell to spend it because of the Mage Bane, or
He's going
I
to
wonder how
move
much
up.
that's affecting the decisions there.
Chains of
There's the
Agony. You are
chains.
correct.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is exactly how I would want to play against this particular Forcemaster. He's gonna run around, make him do it in pain.
Everything named Agony is broken in this game.
Oh, come on. Chains of Agony is nearly as bad as Agony.
It works on anything.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as bad as Agony.
And move 2, use the Shifter Tower. Try and get through that 5 armor.
Well, it did roll 7 crits last time, so
Yeah, that
why
was
not, right?
a little ridiculous. It rolls 4 crits this time.
Yeah, right. Of note,
Grief.
in the chat, it shows that he rolled spinning slash, or rolled the, I think he rolled for one of the other ones that had 4 dice on it. So I guess the point is, because of the automation problems, I think they're doing 4 dice. So just be aware.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ooh, so he did spend a, okay.
He's going to try and attack with this gremlin.
Gremlin. Oh my god, it gets another crit.
You know why? You know why? He needs the dissipate tokens because on him is redistributed power.
That's an interesting point I had not considered. Why didn't he reveal it? Because isn't redistributed power
Because
only 1 mana?
redistributed power doesn't give Shifratar bonuses.
Yep, I'm tracking. I'm here. Good call. Well, what a match. Okay, so we're looking at almost even damage totals again, because Knabbmaster is going to regenerate 2, while Keejchen will stay even at 11. So we're
That's
looking
true.
at 11 to 13.
Yep.
Huh. What a crazy game already. I like it. I like it. I also like the aggression. It's not a sit back and wait for it kind of thing. It's a let's go hit each other before the other person's ready kind of game.
Yep.
And each of them have 3 total mana among their forges as well. So if they would like to deploy twice, they can. But if they want to deploy once, they can just kind of alternate and get a 2 mana discount each time.
Yep.
Oh, and the burn
mean,
rolled 2, so the damage is even. Woo!
Wow. Oh, yeah. 2 burn.
Okay. Yeah. So even damage,
So
almost even mana. The board state for each of them, I would say favors the Warlock a little bit. though that can swing really quickly with a quick purge magic kind of thing, but Keejchen can't afford that this turn.
Not
So it's
yet.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
And I guess it remains to be
This is
seen
about as even as
if
it
he's
gets.
gonna get his Phoenix out and just keep piling on the damage, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's an option. Do you do that, or do you try to do the hold the Warlock in place thing first? Which one would you start with? Would you start with the Force Holds or Strangle Vines or whatever, or would you
I
start
don't
with
think
the
he can
Phoenix?
afford to spend the upkeep mana right now.
That's fair, because he's already spending 1 on the Shifratar.
Keejchen. Bad Keejchen.
Man. All right. So what do you do in the situation? As either one.
As either one. So if I'm Keejchen, you need to get that armor off of him,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. And you
That's
either do
true.
that by killing the forges and saving up mana to purge yourself, or and then slowly getting rid of the armor, or you just go with the rust and the acid ball this turn and try and, well, maybe not this turn, right? So this turn, maybe you do a swing, and at the end of next turn, you want to be in the same zone as the warlock and have done the rust and the acid ball, so that you can get a really high powered double strike in when it's your initiative.
Yeah. And I think in this case, the Rust Acid Ball is a better method of getting rid of the armor than going for the forges and then taking out the armor,
Right, you run out of
because
time.
yeah, you run out of time, and it's you can't just replace armor anymore and remove the corrodes. You have to specifically bring like neutralize, or I think that's the spell, right? Neutralize.
Yeah, neutralizing
You have to
mist.
specifically bring that. And oh yeah, that's right. It's a mist. And I personally bring that now, but you want to force them to have to do that.
Right, because it's what, 2 per corrode and 2 initially, right?
Yep. So if you put that, and I mean, it doesn't really work on Rust. So if you do Rust Acid Ball, you're looking at, excuse me, if you got both corrodes, they can only really ever remove 2 of the armor minus 2.
Right,
That was confusing. You can only ever gain 2 armor back. There we go.
right. And if I'm Knabbmaster this turn, I think that I would want to get a rust down on Keejchen and
No,
save
no,
enough
no.
mana to be able to get your Demon Hide Mask and your Fire Shaper
I
ring
was
off
gonna say
next turn.
Demon
And
Hide,
then,
Fire Striper this turn, and Fire
yeah,
Stream as well. That's what I would do.
okay. And Fire Stream, huh? So don't worry about the armor? Or you don't care
Yeah.
about the armor?
No, because then you can also heal 1 from him having a burn on him.
Oh, okay.
So I think Demon Hide, which can cost you 1. You don't have to Fire Shaper, but you can, so that'll cost you 2 more. So it's a total of 3 of the 7 mana. If you want a Hawkeye, that leaves you with 6 total. You can move, Fire Stream, and still curse. And I think that's how I would play it if I was Nab, but that doesn't mean it's the only right way to play it. So I'm interested to see what he does here.
Elemental Cloak.
You can still burn through that, but yeah, that's a good play. I probably would still go with the plan if I saw that come off the forge and my previous plan that I laid out a second ago, I'd probably still stick with it. Ooh, veteran belt. All right.
That's why he ran Regrowth instead of Regrowth Belt with a
Yeah, that
Forge.
makes sense. Interesting. Okay. That's a
I
good play.
mean, it's going to help given
Yeah,
what's going on here.
you're right.
Yep.
It is redistributed power. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. And given what's about to happen, yeah, that's gonna help out a lot. It's gonna be a lot of slice and dice coming though. It's interesting that they're doing the alternating battle forges now, because then you get to save an extra mana each time, but it took a lot of extra initial investment.
There goes the
Ooh, you came
dissolve.
ready for it. Okay. Nice.
Took
Good
his Maze
dissolve there
Vein
by
for
Keejchen.
that, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Good dissolve, and it looks like I may have been wrong earlier. Mage Bane actually is paying for itself pretty well. I mean, it always does, but it's paying for itself better than I expected for this kind of a build. because of the previous pressure put on, I think, too. So I like that. I like that play. This would be interesting. Ooh,
4
lots of
blanks.
blanks.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a rough one.
And makes up for it.
Lots of crits on the other
5
side.
for
So
it.
it evens out about, yeah, that comes out about even, I think. 5 and 1 on 10. Yeah, actually, that's 6 on 10 dice with a bunch of armor. That's about right. All right.
And
One
one
damage
crit
is through on that
from,
one as well
yep.
from a Shifratar. All right.
That puts Nab at 20 damage. That's
Yep.
pretty high.
It is pretty high, but Keejchen's also going to be probably similar once Nab gets to go here. So another option, I guess, that I hadn't really thought about is to quick cast Siphon Life and move out and curse. That might be interesting, which is not happening, but this would be interesting to me.
What does he got?
Okay, Hawkeye, he's still going to attack.
Okay.
Yeah. See, and the Hawkeye and the curses actually offset a lot of the fire -2. So 4 dice, rolling 3 crits, that's good. Along with
Yep.
another burn, and you get to heal. Oh no, you don't have to heal because you didn't do Demon Hide Mask. But if you had Demon Hide Mask, you'd also get to heal with Piercing 1. Like, that's a really fun combo for me. So I wonder if the last thing's going to be a curse for him as well. 1 damage. Oh man, this is getting nuts. I like it. Those burns are going to start adding up.
Yep. I think they're going to be about even again. You're right.
I think, yeah, because
That's
Nab's
gonna
going to
be
go
a
back up to
rust.
19.
Or
Rust
maybe
is
it's
an interesting
Adramelech's
choice.
touch. Theft of life. Theft of life. There we go.
Theft of Life is a good one there too, especially to reveal it then too. So you get the discount on the last turn, whereas the next
Right.
turn, which is this turn now, you have the discount still available. So Keejchen's only going to regen 1, effectively, whereas Gulrat will do 2, Burns will do up to 4,
Yep.
and Knabbmaster will be at 18. So interesting. Actually, technically, Knabbmaster is going to be ahead, no matter what, even if both burns fall off.
Why is that?
Because Knabbmaster will be down to 18 damage, and Keejchen's going to be at least 19.
At least, why? Oh, because of Theft of
Ghoul
Life.
will do 2, Theft of Life will prevent 1 regen,
Yeah,
and then
right,
if the
right.
burns do any damage, it's 19 plus the burn damage, basically. And statistically speaking, you can count on roughly 2 damage from the 2 burns on. So, and here's the kicker: Nab now has initiative.
Yep.
So you put the Demon Hide Mask on, and then you Fire Stream again, and you heal yourself for another 1, and then move away. That's how I would probably play it, but I'd be ready for some armor to come out as well on Keejchen's end.
If he has Dragon Scale in there, I would be surprised if that does not come out.
I'd be surprised if he ran Dragon Scale though, especially with Dragon Scale and an Elemental Cloak. I don't think he would have expected to need both. And generally speaking, outside of Fire Mages, I don't think a lot of people run both of those anymore because Fire isn't the main and or only like good damage type to be had in this game.
Right.
We've seen Frost be effective. We've seen, generally speaking, what do you call it? Normal damage, like rocks,
Boulders.
river damage. That's not even actually a damage type, but like normal damage there.
Yeah.
And so splurging out of school for, I say splurging, it's not a huge cost, but like going out of school for Dragon Scale has been less effective in the last, I don't know, I'd say couple of years. But doesn't mean people don't do it still.
I don't think they have not moved to planning yet, and they are.
No,
planning.
they have not. So we are waiting on the upkeep, which is fine. Sometimes in the tournament you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You're thinking about what you're going to do next, and so you don't always think to move to the upkeep or move through the upkeep. Excuse me.
But then you don't have all the information you need.
Yeah, that may be the case, and that's
Keejchen
when
might
you
need to know if he's at 24 damage.
Yeah, maybe. That's why at that point you're like, can we move on? There it is. So the upkeep went. At least 1 burn fell off.
20 damage on Keejchen.
Yep.
All right.
I didn't see it. So the burn did 1 damage.
That looks like it.
I assume he already did the transfer from Theft of Life. I didn't actually see it, but I assume. And that means
No, he
Golrot got
wouldn't
its 1
have
damage
because he
per.
was at 20 and the regen kicked
No,
in
he was
to
at 18.
18. No. Knabbmaster was at 20.
Yeah.
So I think
So
he's going to be
Knabbmaster
at
already did it.
17.
No, he already did that. I saw
Oh, he
him do
already.
that in the chat.
Okay.
The chat is in the lower left. I saw that one happen. But because we
Okay.
only have such a small window of that chat, I didn't see if Keejchen did it. I assume he
Yeah,
did.
I know.
No, it's fine. That wasn't a commentary on changing it. It was just more of like I happened to see Knabbmaster do it earlier.
Okay. They
And
did
I,
it
I
ahead
assume
of
Keejchen
time.
did too. Yeah. So 18 to 20. And in terms of life remaining, technically Keejchen's ahead by 1.
Mm-hmm.
But we're starting to get into purge territory. I wonder if it might be smart for Knabbmaster to put a nullify on Keejchen at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because you could put a Demon Hide Mask on, you could put a nullify on, and throw a fireball if you're not expecting him to purge. The problem is he's got 12 mana, so you need to be
Yep.
careful with your mana there. But
Yep.
if Keejchen deploys anything at all, you could quick cast the nullify and be safe. If he does not, you keep the nullify and throw the fireball anyway. That's what I would think about doing, but just a thought there. Like, there's lots of options, and it's kind of cool to see these two play like this.
Crazy. Yeah, I would be a little worried about Purge at this point.
Yep, I would be worried about purge. Is Coach put in here? Yes, both are here. Coach is being a noob and was not able to join us today for the cast, so
He's got to be somewhere in a little while, so.
I'm calling him a noob as if it's actually true. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
not true.
noobest of everybody. Never ever going to put some sort of strategy series on the Arcane Duels channel. Looks like we're doing a rules question.
All right, and so while we're here, we have some time to kill. Where do you go from here?
Man, I noticed that there has been exactly one dissolve so far.
Yep.
They're just not bothered with the other person's equipment.
Well, I will note that having 2 Battle Forges on the opposing side makes it so the Dissolve game is probably not your best play, because it's almost guaranteed to come back, assuming there's a backup. And so most of the important stuff will have a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Or has cantrip, as it may be.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the Dissolve game may be actually not a great play here to deal with the equipment. I think it's better to find alternative ways to deal with and or check maybe the right. So, in terms of vocabulary, what I'm using right now, I'm calling check to be a thing where you can deal with it without directly countering it, right? And a counter
Right.
is
So
removal or
Theft of
something.
Life being one way to deal with regrowth.
Yeah, it's a check to the regrowth belt. It's not a complete counter, but it's a check to it to keep it in line. I think the Dissolve game, instead of playing the counter game, they're playing a check game, keep the other mage in check somehow, and that's probably the best way to keep going with it, because, like I said, the double forge thing makes it really outside of a couple water mages and or protected mage wand. I don't see a Dissolve battle being particularly helpful here.
Right. Yeah, both of them pay double for water. So
Yeah, pay double for water, and they don't really have, outside of Nullify, they don't have the Champion's Gauntlet protection, I guess, of a Mage Wand. And
right.
so that's, if a Mage Wand came out, I think that's immediately when we start seeing dissolves. I think Knabbmaster ultimately is in the better position right this second. Now, like I said, a purge
Because of
could absolutely
initiative.
change that.
Yeah.
I think it's also because of initiative. It's also because of just the assets that are stacked up on Keejchen right now are going to pay off the longer this game goes. And Keejchen's starting to run out of steam, especially if he can't keep up with positioning with Knabbmaster, right?
Yeah, he's gonna
So
have to deal with these things
yeah,
pretty soon.
he's gonna have to find a way to get rid of either remove curse or purge, and in both cases, it's gonna take your full action or both actions to probe for nullify, which I expect Nab to actually put down. Now he may just get he may not. So if he doesn't, that comments are on it. But if he does put in like at least a face down card, you have to probe for nullify, and then you have to get rid of it. And so that puts you in terms of tempo a bit back. Now the purge will get rid of 4 different actions if it works.
Yeah, you'll take 2 damage from the Mage Bane, but that's your last Mage Bane. You'll save 3 damage.
Yeah.
From
and in terms of how much
you'll get
mana you
extra.
can spend, you can also remove curse. That's an option, but it doesn't necessarily get rid of every one of those because I don't think he can afford to get rid of all of them and cast things off of his forges.
He can get rid of everything except Ghoul-Rot, or he can get rid of Ghoul-Rot and either chains or theft.
Right. And so remove curse is a decent but not great option there also, because that also takes out the dice from Galvatar hit or whatever if we're counting that. So his options then, instead of teleporting and hitting Knabbmaster with his full dice, see what I mean? So like the tempo there, I think favors Knabbmaster a little bit here. But it's possible I'm missing something.
I was not asked about the rules question.
Nope, straight to Koshade. I think Koshade responded faster than you did.
Right, another vet belt. All right.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So he had the backup plan there.
No Demon Hide Mask, I'm noting.
Yep. Ooh,
Dispel Wand. Okay.
Going with the Dispel Wand. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea. Especially with Mage Bane on, because Mage Bane's replaceable and it's 1 spellbook point. I feel like that's an easy one to put back on. And if not, you're just going to keep paying Mage Bane damage.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
This might be the time when Keejchen says, "Okay, I'm gonna move away and heal myself up and get rid of all your actions."
That's when I start deathlocking. If I was the Warlock, I mean.
Yep.
Because you're ahead on the damage race, I would probably do the deathlock thing at that point. Even if it does prevent your own healing. Okay, first one done is Change of Agony. That makes sense. It's cheap. And he'll have to take a Mage Bane I think it's a spell, right? He has to take a Mage Bane damage for that?
That's a quick
or am I wrong about that? It says abilities.
It says as a quick spell.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, yeah. It was slow to... You might want to remind them of the Mage Bane damage.
Yeah, Knabbmaster's got
it. Because it's not immediately obvious, and it doesn't automate the Dispel Wand. Yeah, there we go. Not immediately obvious and not automated because of card abilities, as opposed to actually casting a spell, which is something I might be able to tackle down the road. I don't know yet. All right, so Keejchen's up to 21 of 36. He no longer has Chains of Agony on him. I wonder if Nab bought a backup.
Doesn't seem
Chains
like
is one of those
a
that I like.
backup spell.
Well, I don't know. Chains is one of those I like as a nullify probe too. So having 2 or 3 of them for 3 spellbook points is really nice. And if it works, you get a free reveal because of Ring of Curses in this case for a curse that also adds Flame +1. So it's good for a lot of different things. All right, what's he doing? Ooh, another curse going down. Maybe he did bring it back up.
If he brought a backup Chains of Agony right now, right, that was hilarious.
I would expect it to be more like Enfeeble Nullify. That's my guess for this bunch. What about Enfeeble Nullify? Does the Dispel Wand target an enchantment, or does it target the mage?
Dispel Wand, enchantment.
Okay.
And it's not an incantation or an enchantment anyway, so it wouldn't trigger
Right, so it
nullify.
wouldn't trigger. I guess that's what I was making sure. It does not trigger nullify is what I meant to say, right? That is correct. And so, yes, that is confirmed. Ooh, one of them might be a poison. Ooh,
And
there's
there's
the
the
enfeeble.
enfeeble.
Oh, right. I wonder if one of them is also a poison blood. That's the other option I could see being relevant here. Especially after channeling, right? Ooh, did he do it? Did he do it? Or is he just going to deathlock instead? Oh, that's why he didn't poison blood. He wants the theft of life.
Yeah, he wants the theft.
Oh my god, he's set up so well.
Yeah, Knabbmaster's looking pretty tight here.
Yeah, that's still a nullify. I hope it's a nullify. All right, 2 more damage added from the burn as well. That burn is doing some work.
Yeah. So it's 5 damage from burn this game.
Yeah, so far. Also, note for those watching, I promise the upkeep is faster in the new version of Octagon. I have tested this myself with a bunch of different cards. I'm working on getting it done. Sorry.
All right. Keejchen's in a tight spot here.
Keejchen is in a tight spot. This is a great game, though. Keejchen will be at 24, if I'm counting right?
Yeah. He needs to take his theft of life.
24 to 15.
Remove his.
Now,
Yep.
I've seen Keejchen make some crazy comebacks from a worse situation than this. I'm not going to count him out here, but this is looking... I would say the situation currently favors Knabbmaster, as I've been thinking for a little bit now. Keejchen's
Well,
running
at
into
this point,
options that are...
Keejchen does have enough mana to probe for nullify and then purge.
He does. You're right.
Plus,
I think of a way to prevent that, and you really can't. Not without like an Enchantress Wardstone.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, could be an option here since Keejchen would have to use both actions to probe that nullify. So Nab could, in the first quick cast, drop the Wardstone and then effectively prevent all of them from being purged. Not every one, but like most of the, not all of them. Actually, if he probes, he would prevent all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would prevent
I didn't think
everything
about the
from
probe.
being purged.
You're right. I can math. I was thinking he could choose one of the spells to get rid of, but I was wrong about that. And at that point, I guess if I saw the Wardstone go down, I probably wouldn't cast Purge. I'd have whatever my backup plan was.
Well, you don't
Yeah,
have
it's
a backup
looking...
plan, though.
That's fair. I mean, it's looking... Well, I don't know. With the Purge, you might. I guess if you have to probe, you don't. Huh.
No.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in.
I mean, you could just move forward and dispel wand something. I mean,
Yeah, okay, so that's a good point. There's a backup plan involved with that. Actually, what he could do then, wait, because if he does the second thing on the dispel wand, that means can it be revealed this turn? I can't remember. Is that like reveal curse or reveal
no, I don't think so.
magic?
No, it just looks at it.
Okay, then leave it face down for looking. I was thinking it was like that 0 mana novice spell where you
reveal
could
magic.
look at it, but
Yeah.
that one, thank you. Which is an interesting play, actually. I hadn't thought about adding. I think about adding to books, and then I always end up cutting it.
But if you look and you don't find a nullify, you know.
Right. You have information, but can you do anything with it?
Yes, if you only have one face down enchantment on you, that's one thing.
Yeah. All right. Nab is putting on the forge. I wonder if Keejchen's going to play anything at all. He probably isn't.
It seems unlikely.
I didn't see if he was already done with planning or not.
So with 15, he can get rid of Ghoulrot and Magebane with a remove curse. And then he can use his wand to get rid of a theft of life.
Yep, that's true because you do get 2 back. He's still enfeebled if he does that, which gives Knabbmaster a chance to, I guess, keep the tempo and or earn the tempo back.
Here's the Fire Shaper.
I gotta tell you, man, the Demon Hide Mask would be great here because that slight bit of extra healing from hitting the burn is
Now, how many games have you won or lost by like 1 health?
more than I like to admit. So, that Demon Hide Mask is huge for the Warlock, or at least for the Adramelech Warlock, right? It's good on the other one, but it's really good for the Adramelech Warlock because of that particular interaction. Oh, what do we have here?
He's thinking real hard.
Yeah, he's going to
Target's
target the
Mage
Mage
Bane.
Bane. Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense so far.
He's
I
gonna do
assume that's
the
going to be a
Dispel Wand.
Dispel. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's the
oh, it was a
Jinx.
Jinx. Okay. So with Jinx, that means does the Mage Bane do damage?
No,
I don't.
because the spell
It
is
does
not
not.
resolved.
Okay, cool. So that is something Keejchen will have to use damage back. Although the Jinx is a good play there too. So it's not a nullify. It was a Jinx. Ah, healing tree. Okay. So maybe he just heals one here just to keep it even. Ah. Ah. Very good. All right. So Keejchen will then be down to 23 damage after the healing tree.
Yep. Oh,
All
healing
right.
tree.
I don't know that that's going to be enough.
No, probably
Nab
not.
now has all of the tempo, and it's looking pretty bad. I don't know that healing tree is going to be enough. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm wondering if he's running out of options to deal with the setup of the Warlock here. He being Keejchen, excuse me. I don't know, I'd go for the Fireball anyway. I think Fireball and Curse again. At this point, add the damage on, add the burns. There it is. All right. Yeah. This
Oh
is how you play. Oh
no!
no! Oh no! Still 7 damage. He gets no damage, but he gets a burn. Oh man, I still, even knowing that, I'd still go for it. That's the right play, I think. It just, and hey, look, a curse, or maybe a jinx or something. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a rough one. So that is an example of why I will sometimes put Akiro down instead of Hawkeye. If I have to choose between them, sometimes it's Akiro and not Hawkeye. It depends on how recently I've been hurt by that.
Right.
Right?
I'm just like, I'm never rolling 5 blanks
right.
again.
How recently have I been emotionally damaged by that particular kind of thing? Yeah. Rough, but heck of a match so far.
All right, looks like Knabbmaster is away from his 2-mana forge, so he can't
Yep.
use that.
Why I probably would have moved up, but I don't know that he needs it at this point. Or no. That just doesn't change my. No, I'm just wrong. No, because I was thinking Cloak of Shadows, but he could do that from either one. It doesn't matter. One burn removed.
Yeah, I think I would have moved up also.
Yeah, I would have moved up. I think just to keep it in range.
Well, the other reason to move up is if Keejchen decides to run to the right after
Ooh.
Unholy Reversal.
Yeah. So that regen will then undo. So he'll get 26. Add another what? 3 direct damage? Yeah. That's a good combination there too. So that puts Keejchen at 29 if I'm mathing correctly. Ooh.
Why would he
Also
get
a good question.
the
Prevent how much healing?
the first time this creature is healed or regenerates each round, prevent 1 point of healing.
Yeah.
And then prevent up to
Actually, I
okay,
believe
yeah.
he does not. Because Keejchen will get to choose, right?
No, it's Knabbmaster's initiative.
It's Keejchen's card. Or Keejchen's what happens to him, right? So he'll regenerate a total of 2, right? It's a block of 2. The first time it's healed or regenerates. Oh, you know what? Actually, you might be right. It
Because
is
this is the
Knabbmaster's choice in
first
both cases.
time. Because
Yep.
this is
So
Knabbmaster's spell and this is Knabbmaster's spell.
you're right. I was wrong.
So the first time it would be healed, you prevent 1, and then you prevent 3.
Yep. You are correct. So
I
you do the order of. I believe it is
yeah.
Knabbmaster's choice. I was wrong there. Um. Woof. So 26. Yeah, because it's 3 damage from Unholy Reversal. Yeah. Wow. Oh, and it's Knabbmaster's initiative again. Oh no.
And he's
I
two
think I'd
away.
still go for the fireball. I'd go for the fireball again. But maybe it's just me being greedy.
You need 7 damage through 5 armor. 7 damage through 5 armor, and you're
It's
reducing your
probably
dice
yeah.
by 2.
It's probably well, he's gonna get 7 damage or 7 dice. But it's probably better to do the either Deathlock as a preventative measure or purge protection or purge protection from so like nullify or something like that.
I mean, you could just move up and Firestream the healing tree.
Could do that. I was thinking that or poison blood nullify. I don't
Or
know that I'd
Unholy
do poison blood
Reversal
nullify
again.
because yeah, the purge is what I'd be worried about, right? So that's why I'm thinking Deathlock and just let it ride. Because then you are winning the damage race significantly. He has to deal with that damage or the Deathlock, excuse me. He has to deal with the Deathlock right away before he can do much else or kill
That's true.
you. At
And
this
he's at
point,
12 out of 33. Yeah.
yeah, this is like starting a Mario Kart race where one of the players is already 2 laps into the race if you do the Deathlock thing. And even if it spends your entirety of your turn, he's going to take damage from Magebane to do Purge, and still has a burn on him, which could be evening out roughly the healing tree, which won't get to be used. So, yeah, I think I'd Deathlock.
Now, here's the question. Would you move over 2 and then Deathlock?
Um,
Since you only have 9 mana this turn.
I'm trying to consider that. So if he doesn't do it, he doesn't have to do it in the first quick cast. I probably would still do it in the first quick cast actually, just in case there's a heal, just in case the option of Keejchen literally running minor heal, right?
Yeah, sure.
I would
Okay.
probably quick cast it in his in Knabbmaster's zone and
Okay.
just watch him. Just stare at him as he as he has this problem. I'd drop a Deathlock and I would move to the right. And that's all I would do.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's the right play, but I think that's how I would do it in
I
this
think
situation.
many of the people that play this game are not as interested in crippling their own ability to heal as you are.
True. But
So
in
I'm
this
not
case, I think it's
expecting a
okay with
Deathlock.
a 20-point life advantage.
I believe you are correct that this would be an
Almost.
excellent
Yeah.
time to play Deathlock. However,
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's why I say always run Deathlock. If you get into a damage race and you give yourself a huge head start, Deathlock's worth it every time.
I think we're going to see um, either another Unholy Reversal and a Dissolve on the Elemental Cloak.
I don't know that I would dissolve the Elemental Cloak. I think if I'm going to dissolve anything, it might be Shifratar or Galvatar. Shifratar? Shifratar's like 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. It's probably Shifratar. Just give him a little bit less damage then. I don't know. It keeps you relatively safe.
You are correct.
Yeah! You that faster. Oh man. I love it. Sorry, Keejchen. I love this. Oh man.
Sharkbait.
That's
You know
frightening.
what's
What do
you
you
know
do?
what's hilarious to me about this whole situation
What's that?
is that it's like stay away from me.
Oh no. Say it again, sorry.
Is is that you're calling every single play from Knabbmaster, and he's the one playing in the finals.
It's because he's playing my favorite mage. I'm not calling every single play. I wouldn't have expected the vet belt earlier. There's a few of them he's done some surprising things. Um, I don't know what something, but if you're Keejchen right now, how does this help you?
I don't know.
I also believe that extend does break the range restriction.
Yeah.
Though I would have to look it up and it would take me a minute. So I'm gonna start that process. But if somebody else beats me to it, that's fine. Ah, Crochet beat me to it. Okay. Okay. So, huh?
I mean, you can
I'm
just
trying to
stand
think.
here and slap it.
I know. I'm trying to think of what Keejchen can get out of this. Wait, what does walling Knabbmaster in with the Deathlock do?
It allows
After
him
the Deathlock's
to get
been
rid of the Mage Bane
okay.
and then get rid of the Ghoul Rot, right?
Okay. Can he do that in time? He's got 5 mana. He's going to take a lot of damage in that upkeep, I would think. Mage
Well,
Bane, if
let's
it
see.
goes away right now, would be at 32 damage for Keejchen, right?
Yep.
So he'll be at 32.
Yep.
He gets 2 from the Ghoul Rot. He gets possibly 2 from the Burn. I guess he
Yeah.
would technically have enough time.
Yeah. He gets rid of the Mage Bane, then he's not taking damage for. Seems to be broken for me.
It'll catch up at some point, I think. Yeah, I'll say
Yes.
the Burn is
The
going to be a
burn can
problem,
kill him.
possibly. But that Mage Bane should also still do another damage. I would. Yeah, there we go.
See,
They
if
got
I
it.
were Knabbmaster, I would have just slapped one of these walls and said, "Okay, you're going to spend mana healing this if you want to keep me in here."
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's only 1 die, but if you do 1 damage, he has to spend another mana on it.
Yeah.
Keejchen getting rid of Ghoul Rot is still gonna leave. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. He's gonna get rid of Ghoul Rot just in time. I'll give him that. And if Knabbmaster has any way to deal with the wall,
Yeah, I mean,
ooh,
if he's got
this is
an
gonna be
arc
close.
lightning or a force hammer or something, like he can.
Yeah. Oh, the 2 did it! Oh man,
Oh no!
the bird did it! Whew.
I
Oh
think
man.
it honestly makes up for those ridiculous shifter heart hits.
That also the fireball.
Yeah, fireball did not do much damage.
Oh man. What a game. So I had a
It's
lot of
not
questions
does not appear
after
to
the
be
last
catching
time.
up.
Yeah, I had a lot of
Oh,
questions
there
after
we
the
go.
last time Keejchen ran this particular Forcemaster, asking if my Warlock in the same style that I tend to play it could handle the way this Forcemaster plays, and I think we've seen some pretty clear evidence that it can.
G to the G's. That is the
So
ghoul rot does the damage, and
great
then the
job by
burn.
Knabbmaster showing that. What a game! Oh man, I'll tell you what. I'll bet there's a pentagram in that book that he really wanted to use and didn't get a chance to because of shitloads of material.
And he seemed to have all the tools he needed to do this job. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. 2 plans. Woof.
Two double forgers. What a nut!
That was
What a
awesome.
nutty game. All right, well, that is congratulations to Knabbmaster winning the 2002, 2003, 2002. Wow,
Wow. Wait a minute. We
2022,
just transported back 20 years.
22, 23 playtesting tournament.
That was
Way to
awesome.
go.
Well played to both contestants here, and thank you for making it really fun to watch. This was a good match.
And it did not take 4 hours. For that, I am grateful. But
Yep.
fun time.
Hey,
Oh, he
look at
had
that.
the minor heal.
Ooh, that's exactly why I Deathlock in the quick cast. Oh, I'd be worried about that too because then I wouldn't say you run out of steam, but it does make it significantly more difficult to get the last little bit.
Why did he? I guess.
I think the Wall of Force was a desperation play, hoping the burn wouldn't kill him because if it falls off, he has some more time.
Yeah.
Right? He can't really heal, but it does buy him time where he's technically not dead yet. So, and I don't know what else he could have done. He being Keejchen could have
Well, it
done
looks
to
like Keejchen
then
shows
pop out to
everybody what's going
mitigate.
on with
But
his book here. So
let's see what he's got. I don't see. He's got enough creatures, but they dissipate, so I don't know that I would do that.
I
The
mean,
spring isn't going to help anybody because Deathlock.
he had some
Yeah,
disperses.
Yeah, the desperation there's, and it's not necessarily
No, no
a
purge
commentary, but
magic.
yeah.
I will
No
notice.
purge. Okay. Yep. I still would have been afraid of a purge. You have to play around that. How many remove curses? I see 2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steal
Yeah.
equipment, of course. Fun times.
Yep. I love that kind of play. Yeah. So this was again well played, and especially in the early game, both players were going at it, and I think Keejchen actually came out with a pretty good game plan. He got behind, and when he retreated to play the healing tree, I think that was probably, in my opinion, the biggest mistake he made.
I
But
mean, the autonomous shift retard does add some damage.
yeah.
I'm still gonna say that I like force pull better than everything else, though, because you pull that warlock back into where you are, and then get your double
Yeah.
strike on. No,
I tend to agree, but that takes out the autonomous shift retard. So I can see arguments for both sides, and I do like force pull myself. Um, but that doesn't mean that this guy couldn't do. This guy being the Forcemaster couldn't handle this as well in a different way. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Keejchen was thinking that if he doesn't die, he has a chance, which fair. Oh, I didn't even think about the can see you can't see me thing. Okay, because then he could have just force hammered the deathlock twice, right? Because flying.
yep, that's true.
I hadn't even considered that earlier. That's a good point, because then he could, yeah. Ooh, okay. That makes more sense. And so, to answer my own question during the match,
An
earlier,
invisible fist.
now it
That'll
makes more
work.
sense.
That's 5 dice to get 4 damage.
5 dice for 4 damage. That seems doable. It's not a guarantee.
I mean, you could, yeah, he would probably cast Skeletal Knight at some point.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
he
I
can hit it
think,
with a knight and then invisible fist it to break out.
but even then, that still gives Keejchen a chance. I think he had a better chance than if he just let the Warlock run around. So I do understand the reasoning behind it now, I guess. Oh, very cool. So yeah, that was fantastic. Um,
Yeah, no need for a symbiotic orb this time around because no melee
well,
damage was happening.
that's true. Though, if Skeleton Knight did come out, I would have expected at least one of the forges with 3 to cast the symbiotic orb. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
strictly
obviously.
because you have the mana. So the option being there makes sense. Also, he didn't know he's going against this kind of warlock, so the option being in the book also makes sense.
Oh, yeah, of course. You always want to have a symbiotic orb with you, for sure.
Yeah, I think symbiotic orb is a really, really good spell. Especially for Force Masters. I guess it's Force Master only, right? So
Yes,
of
it is
course for
Force
Force
Master
Masters.
only. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what else we got. That was. Oh, I'm still loving this. I'm looking at the book. Actually, go ahead and open that back up real quick. What else does he have in there?
A
Okay,
bunch of
so he
rhino hides.
has Rhino Hides, neutralizing mist for if he did Acid Ball. Yeah, I mean it's a well constructed book. Reverse attack would have been hilarious on a couple of the fireballs, or on the fireball, but yeah.
See, because he has another redistributed power, I would have expected a purge would be a great play, but he did not have the
Yeah.
purge.
Yep, no purge. This is
Two
another
of these
example of
things,
why
really,
I like
Keejchen?
to run. Well, you gotta have a backup plan, especially for this the type of Force Master he's running. It actually makes sense, right? But
Yeah, because you can
yeah,
put one on one side of the wall and one on the other side of the wall.
I was just thinking one on one side for when it inevitably gets fireballed and bring it back out again. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, Napster's talking about speed run.
He was just like, I'm gonna get these over with as fast as possible. Bam, bam, bam.
I mean, it's nice to see that aggression can win against a defensive style as well. Like it doesn't win every time, and Knabbmaster happens to be clearly one of the best players in the world, if not the best right now. Um, but
Because
it's
the
good to know
best,
that it can be
because he
done,
won the
right?
tournament, the most recent tournament to win
Yep.
makes you the
Most
best,
recent
right?
tournament, and I believe he won the. Did he win the one before that? Is that when we gave him the pentagram art, or was that
Yeah, I
two
think
tournaments
so.
ago? I don't remember. They all blur together at this point, but you see my point, though.
Yep. He also is very good at the curse game.
Yes. And then Keejchen is also just saying, yeah, he wasn't ready for a Warlock at all and didn't know how to respond. It's awesome. Oh, it's so awesome. I love it.
So, yep. Well, that is the finals, and hope you all enjoy. Go ahead and join us on the Discord to discuss it. It'll be posted in the Discord with its own thread for discussion. And we still have a third place game between Sir Jason and Piotr. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me, Shark.
Absolutely.
Have a good day, everybody.